Hello children, good morning to all. In this class, we will continue discussing Social Studies, Chapter 8, the Constitution of India. In our previous class, we have discussed about the preamble of the Indian Constitution, that is an introduction of the Constitution of India, and the preamble tells us that India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic country. In this class, we will discuss the fundamental rights, that is the basic rights of a person. Okay. So let us discuss fundamental rights. Every citizen of India enjoys certain privileges known as fundamental rights. They are the basic rights of a person and cannot be denied to the people. So the constitution of our country India gives us these 6 fundamental rights, which being an Indian citizen, we get these rights, we enjoy these rights, and no one can violate our fundamental rights. Even the government cannot stop us from enjoying these rights. So these are our privileges. These are the basic rights of a person. The 6 fundamental rights enshrined in the Constitution of India are, there are 6 fundamental rights. Those are right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, right to constitutional remedies. First one, right to equality. This rights gives us that all citizens of India are to be given equality before the law and equal opportunities. We should be given equal opportunities before the law. No one is above the law. Okay? The court should treat everyone equal. Even the president of our country India, the Prime Minister of India, and the common people, they should be treated equally. Okay? There should not be any discrimination to the citizen of India. The Prime Minister of our country India, the President of India, or the common people, all are equal before the law. No one is above the law. And equal opportunities. Okay? We should get equal opportunities without any discrimination from the government and from the law, from the court. Next 2, that is right to freedom. This right tells us that all citizens of India have the freedom of speech and expression. Any citizen of India can reside in any part of the country and can also travel freely to any part of the country. So right to freedom gives us that we have the freedom of speech. We can speak freely and express our thoughts. No one can stop us from speaking or expressing our thoughts. And we can reside, we can stay in any part of the country. We can travel from one place to another within our country freely. No one can stop us from traveling from one place to another. So this is right to freedom. And always remember that while following this right, while enjoying these rights, we should not violate others' rights. It should not go against the social norms. Next 3, right against exploitation. This tells us that citizens of India cannot be forced into labor and treated unfairly in factories. So citizens of India cannot be forced. Okay? No one can force us to work at any place, or no one can treat us wrong. No one can treat us unequal in any workplace or in factories. And right against exploitation also tells us that children below the age of 14 years cannot be employed at any place of work. So the children below age of 14 years should be given education. They should not be kept as workers. They cannot be kept as workers at any place. So I hope you understood about right against exploitation. Next 4, right to freedom of religion. This tells us that the citizens of India are free to practice the religion of their choice, as India is a secular country. So right to freedom of religion gives Indian citizen that all the citizens of India are free. That means we can practice, we are free to choose any religion. No one can stop us from practicing any religion, or no one can force us to practice a particular religion. We are free to choose any religion. Next 5, cultural and educational rights. These rights tells us that citizens of India are to preserve and promote the culture of the place they live in. So we live in our country India. So this cultural and educational rights tells us that being an Indian citizen, we should protect and we should promote, we should encourage the culture, that is the rights, the beliefs, the ideas of our country, that is, of the place where we live. And they can also set up educational institutions in any part of the country. So we are free to set up any institution, any educational institution, anywhere. No one can stop us from establishing educational institution. Next, 6, right to constitutional remedies. If any of the fundamental rights are taken away from a person, he or she can go to any court of law to seek justice. It is the duty of a court of law to ensure that nobody is deprived of their fundamental rights. It means that we have discussed right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, and cultural and educational rights. If any one of these rights are taken away from us, okay, if we are not allowed to enjoy these rights, what we can do through right to constitutional remedies, we can go to the court. Okay, why? To seek justice. It is the duty. The court should provide, the court should ensure us that nobody is deprived of its own fundamental rights. So, dear children, I hope you understood about rights to constitutional remedies. Through these rights, we can go to the court. If any one of our rights, of the above rights, are violated by anyone or even by the government, we can go to the court and seek justice. The court will have to ensure that nobody is kept away from enjoying his or her fundamental rights. So I hope you understood about fundamental rights. In our next class, we will continue discussing fundamental duties. Thank you. Have a nice day.